Great. Thanks, Mary. Thank you all for coming. I want to just do a little bit of an introduction of our new CAO. He's been in the seat a week and a half, and it's really a joy to be able to have Odie here in Richmond. You know, on the campaign trail, there was a very clear desire from much of our population to find a leader, a chief administrative officer who had expertise in governmental services, and who could really, we've grown a lot as a city. And so finding somebody who has been in leadership roles in other communities and could bring some of those experiences and skill sets here to Richmond was really important. And so as I came into office, we launched our national search in December, and I really prioritized three things. The first was finding somebody who really understood operation delivery in the context of local government. Two, was somebody who could fare well in our kind of weird system of government, right? We've got, we're not a council manager form of government, we're a strong mayor form of government, but there's really a unique link between the mayor and the chief administrative officer. And then third, somebody who really understood the heart behind what this work is, and someone who could fall into what I want our administration to be about, which is really creating opportunity for every person in the city and making sure that everybody in Richmond can thrive. And really, from the beginning of our interview process, we found that in Odie. I mean, in our first conversations, both like hearing his personal story, hearing his background, how he came into government service, really showed a level of understanding, but also passion for making government work for people. And then Odie has, as you all know, you've seen his resume, he's been the top executive in two different places, in South Fulton and in the city of Athens, Georgia. So he understands the executive role of leading a city, but then he's also worked in two strong mayor cities in Washington, D.C. and Atlanta. And so I think in so many ways, Odie does bring this kind of beautiful bringing together of understanding our form of government, bringing the heart of this job, and then the expertise to really focus on what I think the people of Richmond want more than anything, which is a local government that works. And so really thrilled to have Odie on board here. Obviously, it took a little longer than we were hoping. You know, I wanted to have somebody in the seat by April or so, but Odie being an incredibly loyal person was really, there were some important things in Atlanta that they had to get through, including their budget in May. And so, but we found our person and we knew they were worth waiting for. And so here we are in July, and I'll hand it off to you, Mr. Donald.
Yeah, well, listen, extraordinarily excited to be here, serving both under Mayor Avula as well as really being able to learn and grow with the city of Richmond. I'm just excited. I think it's a great opportunity, exciting community. Looking forward to really engulfing myself completely into everything that Richmond has to offer, and then helping to grow into some things that maybe we don't. And so I think for me, just very simple, I really believe in the mayor's vision for Richmond, and really his commitment and the commitment of the city council and all of the employees that I've had the honor to meet, and really providing top-notch service for the city. I think that's number one for me. You'll get more than tired of hearing me say, people first, people always, and making sure that we do everything not only best in class, but world class. Say it over and over and over and over and over and over again, but also hold people to those expectations. So excited to be here with a mayor who's aligned and making sure people get the best services that the city has to offer, and really even beyond that. So I'm excited to be here, excited to do that, and really follow his lead on making sure that, we deliver on his vision operationally.
I'll add that in the first week and a half he's been here, he's already spent time with our team, right? Really understanding the folks that we have here in City Hall, but also understanding the role that City Council plays. And so Odie has already met with multiple City Council members. He's already been out to a community meeting in the 8th District. And so, just in a week and a half, hitting some of the really important notes that it takes to do this job well. So
Absolutely.
We'll open it up to questions, though.
Samuel Parker with Times-Dispatch. I love that jacket, by the way. That's a fantastic jacket. A week and a half in, what do you feel like you're learning is going to be the most difficult challenge of this job?
Well, now that's a tough question to answer. I'll tell you, it's not so much really learning about what's so difficult. It's more so just understanding what the playing field is, understanding the needs, desires, and the vision of the council for their individual districts. I've had some time to spend with the mayor to understand what he'd like to see for the city of Richmond. And so the next step for me is really spending a ton of time with the employees to understand what resources they need, what challenges they face, and then probably more important than any of those others is getting engulfed in the community and finding out what people expect from their community. So look, I've been to the barbershop and kind of heard kind of some of the things that they have to say. I've gone to some parks and communities and really kind of listened to what people think, and even in the, well, I guess it wasn't a grocery store, 7-Eleven, you know, but a young lady pulled me to the side and, you know, kind of gave me her thoughts on Richmond and even some of the restaurants, right? I'm used to just kind of blending in and getting to know a community. I can tell here in Richmond it don't work like that. So I was at Mama J's the other day, and you know, the couple of people there told me about all the great things that they think about the city, as well as some of the challenges they have. So right now I'm just on a full-blown listening tour, and as I get to understand more about what people really desire from the city and what they're getting, I'll be able to really help contribute a lot more. So.
Great.
I'm Greg Lumont, the Richmonder. You mentioned just top-notch service, kind of the main thing you think residents want from City Hall. How do you get us from where we are today to that ideal outcome where people just feel like City Hall is working, the basics are taken care of, City Hall is going to make their life easier, not annoy them?
Yeah, I think deliberately. You know, I think, you know, it all matters. And I know it's a simple thing and it sounds cliche, but it all matters. You know, it matters a person's experience when they go into your public restroom. It matters on whether they can come into City Hall and receive services, or if there's services available in their community so that they don't have to come to City Hall. I think it's more so though based on what the citizen expectation is more than it is what we're doing right now. And so understanding what our citizens desire and what our capabilities are is kind of my first check on the list. Yeah, and I think right along with that, you know, there are 10 people who've been elected to represent, you know, our citizens, and understanding what their needs, their desires, their pain points, and also, you know, what kind of things are working for them that we can kind of illuminate to you guys is extremely important.
Jamal?
Yeah, Jamal Williams with Channel 8 News.
Okay.
Odie, last time when you guys had to vote for this, Kenya Gibson was one of the city council members that abstained from it, and she said that she felt it was a decision that was a rushed one and felt that it posed a risk to undermining public trust. Have you been able to speak to her? And then second of all, how do you plan to earn the trust of the city council members as well as residents here in River City?
Yeah, so I think she was my second meeting that I had while I was here. I also reached out to her multiple times before landing here because, I mean, I think it's important to have great relationships with your city council members. And I think those, you know, who sometimes disagree, you know, I think some of the challenges that she mentioned, it's important to understand where those folks kind of sit and feel so that you know how to be able to help satisfy some of those needs. I think the way you earn public trust, one day at a time. You know, that's got to be our focus every day. You know, it's not a secret that in Richmond that has been a challenge, but I think it's because we haven't always, you know, been on the same page and maybe gone out to the community and listen and understand, you know, what their desires are. Got a mayor who is very, very focused on making sure that we hear from our community and all the stakeholders. So I'll do that as I did on day one. I think my first day or second day, I had the honor of joining Councilmember Trammell, and I'll do that with all of the rest of the council members. But look, don't be surprised if you see me coaching a little rec basketball or, you know, some other things to get engaged with the community as well. So.
Hi, I'm Madison McNamee. I'm with Channel 12. Nice to meet you. You're one of a handful of new faces we're now seeing in City Hall. I know we're going to see a new finance director soon as well. Do you think that's part of kind of, creating a new era, helping with that trust for people, or, are you guys expecting some learning curves with having so many new folks here?
Yeah, I mean, definitely I think there are always new faces in government. That's just something that happens, right? Government is a place where if you do it right and you perform well, other folks are coming to take your talent. And so you're going to have people come and go from government, sometimes negatively, sometimes positively. We're trying to do it the positive way, where people excel and deliver services at the highest level, and then folks who can pay them a ton more money can come and snatch them away. But we plan to also build our bench to where folks, can step into roles and continue to grow. Will there be a learning curve? Absolutely. There always is. And so that's just a part of delivering government services. But I believe we'll get on track very quickly, and kind of the more you understand, again, what people need in services, then the easier and the better the services that you deliver will be. And so I'm focused on that.
Mr. Donald, Bill Fitzgerald, CBS 6 here in Richmond. I'm just curious, your impression coming in, do you feel like you're taking the helm of a well-oiled machine, or have you been made aware of whether there are issues in the finance department, whether it's in utilities? There's been a number of reports of things that weren't going exactly as planned, whether it's a rebate check going out, the meals tax bill, et cetera. What is your impression of that coming in? Is it you see, hey, I can fix these things? How granular can you get? How much control do you have filtering down into the system? Or again, is it a well-oiled machine?
Yeah, well, listen, no government is perfect. We're imperfect people, and we all work in government, and we're actually working to satisfy and deliver services for imperfect people. So there's no perfect environment. But I think the unique experiences that I have fit very well for Richmond. Had an opportunity to help build a city from scratch, where it started off with me, the council members, a clerk, and an admin. And now that city has about 750 staff members, full service city, police department, fire, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, that's not an easy task. The city of Atlanta, that's the city of South Fulton. Augusta, one of the oldest cities in the Union, very unique government, very similar to this, one of the 4 or 5 consolidated governments, in the state of Georgia, and Atlanta, which is a behemoth when you compare it to many other cities around the Southeast, with its own unique problems coming out of COVID, and then having communities that actually, when we started, wanted to kind of leave, our corporate boundaries. And so all of those cities now people look at and say, wow, they're pretty well run. They're along the lines of all of these unique municipalities, but it wasn't always that way. It's never as bad as some people think, never as good as the impression that others have. But cities are, again, focused on people. And so us making sure that Richmond uses all its geographic advantages to the benefit of our citizens is really, my key focus. So, but I'm aware of the problems. Don't ever think that I'm not.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Melissa Hippolyte. I work at CBS 6.
Say Hippolyte.
Melissa Hippolyte.
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 Okay. Hippolyte. Okay.
So first of all, I just wanted to ask you, why did you want this job? I mean, you're coming on the heels of this water crisis where we didn't have water for an entire week. You obviously saw that when you applied. So what made you want to take this on? And also, can you set expectations for the community about when are we going to start seeing changes that are impactful to folks' lives and they feel like, wow, this city hall is working for me?
Yeah. The application piece, I mean, I don't know if I necessarily applied. Just to be honest, I had a great job that was very difficult in the beginning, and I think we kind of started getting to where we were on cruise control a little bit. got a call, an interesting call about Richmond, and I think the more I looked into it, I saw great leadership, and I saw, citizens who were really just kind of looking for a better government, and so that's a good match. It seemed like the piece that Richmond was missing was somebody who operationally can connect the dots from the desires of its citizenry and the vision of its leader, its chief local elected official. And so for me, I felt as if I was the person to help, both of those parties connect and realize their vision. And, when can citizens expect change? I mean, I think they should expect it from day one. We've already started to make some improvements on the areas in which there are challenges. Long before I got here, the mayor's been focused on improving water services and resolving some of those issues, but not just the ones that have come forward, but also making sure billing is easier and, folks have easier access to services. It's easier to pay your bills are more accurate. I mean, those type of things have been happening. So we want to make sure that not only the big issues that you guys are going to be covering get the attention that they need, but also the nuts and bolts of government, get the attention that they need as well. Yes, ma'am.
Been to the Squirrels game yet?
I have not. I have been to it was music, the Dominion.
The River Rock.
The River Rock,
Yeah,
Dominion
yeah.
River Rock. And on the 8th, I think this is sponsored by Dominion as well. My son says he hadn't been to a full-blown concert, so they have something on the 8th that I'm supposed to be going to with him. So, yeah.
Benny, did you want to?
Yeah. As you've been going on your Caleb Ogilvy, CBS 6.
CBS 6, okay.
As you've been going on your
CBS got a lot of.
Okay.
Should be coupled.
We bring it represented.
As you've been going on your listening tour the past week and a half, what have citizens told you about what they desire from their city?
Yeah, so I actually had a chance to ask a question in our morning meeting around permitting, literally at the barbershop, and I don't know their name. I shouted out. It was quick, wanted to get cleaned up for you guys, but they have, I guess, a really beautiful mural down on Huff Street, and they wanted to do some food truck, activities there, but the permitting process was a little challenging for them, and they didn't know how to really be able to appropriately be in line with government. So, streamlining services, making it easy for people to access is something that I've heard a little bit. That's one example, but I think another example was somebody with a business license, and I think they have multiple businesses, so trying to get that online. So, again, I call it the nuts and bolts of government, and that's access to services and understanding how to access something, how to pay for things, how to receive your service in a very quick and easy way is something that I've heard a few times.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I promised these gentlemen that they could get back to work. And
Yeah, we
not-
got to
not
go
be
back to
here
work.
and,
Yeah.
lots going on. So I appreciate y'all coming down short notice, Mayor. Anything else you wanted to say? Or
Yeah, I mean, just grateful for your ongoing partnership and engagement. Obviously, we will make media a regular rhythm for us, and as appropriate, I think. In many ways, I will be the spokesperson for the city, but we will bring in expertise as needed around specific issues, like when we're making significant improvements to the finance department. So just know that. Obviously, you know how to get in touch with Mira, and look forward to the next time we get to connect.
Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Thank you.